Hello everyone! Thank you so much for joining Ashley and I for another fabulous month of Creativity Delivered. Today is December's 2021 class. We are using the Classic Cloche stamp set and dies. Currently the Classic Cloche stamp set is unorderable and is out of stock. So if you do not own this stamp set, there are lots of other fun things that you can fill these little domes with, but you will need the dies so that you can cut the holes for the dome. So I do recommend these. These currently are on sale through the end of December for only $14.50, which is an awesome deal, US, of course. So anyways, we have these dies here and we are going to be making 2 cards, the first of which is this one here. So let's go ahead and get started. In your kit, you should have a piece of cherry cobbler, a piece of designer series paper, some scraps, and a piece of gold foil, as well as pieces of this metallic gold ribbon and a package of the domes that you'll need. So we'll need a dome, we'll need some ribbon, and these pieces. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do, the largest piece of your basic white, this is going to be the background piece that we're going to be putting on the inside. So the only thing that we're going to stamp on there is some snow, and we'll get to that here in a minute. The first thing we're going to do is stamp our little village. So we have three stamps actually to create your full village. You have the outline stamp, the trees, and the buildings. So we are going to stamp 3 times to create this little village that we're going to do on a scrap of paper. So the first color we need is basic black. So I'm going to use Memento Black for this. And we're going to stamp the village. This is the outline piece. Like that. Okay. Then we have the buildings. So this is the buildings. We're going to use cherry cobbler. Line that up as best you can. It's supposed to just be the buildings. And then we have the trees. And I'm going to be using a very light smoky slate. So I'm going to be stamping off once. So it's just a light gray. So my smoky slate ink, stamp off once here in the corner, and then stamp again on the trees. Okay, so it just creates a nice little scene, little silhouette. Okay. The other thing we need to stamp is the bird. We're going to have a little bird here, and we're also going to have the sentiment here. So we need our cherry cobbler still. So we're going to stamp the bird. So we're going to get our black ink back out. We have another scrap of paper for the bird, or you can use the top of that one too. That's fine. You should have enough room to stamp both the birds and the houses. So we've got the outline of the birds. There's also an inside of the birds. It should look something like this. Oh, don't want it in black. We want it in red. You're going to line that up as best you can and stamp. And it stamps the tops of the birds, leaves the bottom unstamped. And then we have our sentiment that we're going to stamp. So we have warm, joy, and happiness. And there you go. Okay. That's it for the stamping. Now we're going to do some die cutting. So move these out of the way. We'll clean those off here in a minute. Okay. And we got to do some die cutting. These are all going to be die cut. So let me tell you what we're going to cut here. So for the gold, we are going to cut the 2 pieces that look like this. For the birds, we're going to cut out both of the birds. We're going to cut out the town. We're also going to do just a little mound of snow just to kind of add some depth there. And then we are going to cut a window out of our DSP. So lots of dies. Basically, the only dies we didn't use are the trees. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and we will assemble our little wooden shelf, I guess this is called. I'm just doing a very, very, very thin coat, which then I will glue that piece together. Clean off my sticky fingers. Okay, and then we are going to glue our little mountain piece to our village. Okay, so this, we still have our birds. What we want to do here is we want to take our dome and we're going to peel off the front. There's adhesive sheet cover on the front and the back. So we're going to peel off the back, or I'm sorry, the front first, and we are going to put our DSP over top of it and glue it down on the inside. Okay, so we still have the adhesive sheet on this side. I'm going to burnish this so it stays nice and flat. So this is going to glue onto here. So we need to glue this down to our piece of paper. Leave yourself enough room at the top so that the red doesn't show past the white. Okay, and I did get a little stamp. I got the little snowflakes, little snow there you got. I'm just going to stamp that in a light smoky slate. Okay, just a little bit of snow at the top. All right. So what we want to do is we want to add our sequins now to the center. So these are the sequins for everything, sorry. And you'll have a package of these, not a full package. We divided it out, but you'll put some gold and you put some red. You can even put some green and orange if you'd like, but I'm just going to do gold and red like so. Okay. And then I'm going to take the backing off of my dome. So you can see I've made a nice little pile of sequins there in the middle. Peel the backing off of my dome, and then we're going to stick this down right there. Notice how none of the white is showing. Or sorry, yeah, none of the white is showing on the sides. Everything's been contained inside here with the shaky material. Then we're going to glue this. Actually, before we glue anything down, we gotta go tape our ribbon down. So the way that I was doing it is I was cutting it like so, so it's slightly bigger than the piece of DSP, and putting a little bit of adhesive there in the back. And we're just going to go across and glue it down to the sides, like so. Okay, and then we are going to adhere the whole thing down to our card base. Ooh, I went a little heavy with the glue there. Okay. Now, to make our little bow, I took another piece of ribbon, slid it through underneath like so. And you can also do this as a knot if you don't want to do a bow, but you can do like a little knot. So I just slid it underneath. Make sure your paper stays glued down. And I need to do this upside down because I tie bows upside down for some strange reason. So I'm going to do a little bow, just a tiny bow. It's not even going to be very big. Just a tiny bow here in the corner. And we're going to trim off the frayed edges. Okay, so we have this little bow here in the corner. Super cute. We can glue our little shelf here underneath our dome. Like so. We can take one of our little birds, glue it up on top of our dome. We have our little sentiment here, so we can trim that down either with a trimmer or some scissors. It's up to you. And then I'm going to just glue this right above the ribbon with some dimensionals. Like so. And there you go. Cute, right? I love it. I love that red and gold together. A little shaker card with a pretty Christmas scene in the background. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed that project and it inspired you with lots of fun ideas for fun shaker dome cards. Okay, thank you.